Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan on Sunday described Israel as a terrorist state and said that it kills children. Palestine is an innocent victim. As for Israel, it is a terrorist state. Yes, terrorist. Erdogan said in a speech in the central city of Shivas, reports AFP. We will not abandon Jerusalem to the mercy of a state that kills children. The fallout from President Trump's decision to recognize Jerusalem as Israel's capital and relocate the U.S. embassy continued as Lebanese security forces used tear gas and water cannons to disperse protesters near the U.S. embassy in Lebanon. Thousands of demonstrators chanted slogans against Trump and waved Palestinian flags, while some threw rocks and set tires and a trash can on fire. A report from the human rights group Defense for Children International, DCI, found that Israeli forces killed 32 children in 2016 during raids and confrontations with the army, making it one of the deadliest years on record. Al-Qaeda calls for attacks against U.S. after Trump's Jerusalem decision. There also has been an upswing in violence in Jerusalem, according to DCI, since October 2015, with 36 Israelis killed in stabbings and shootings. Of the Palestinians killed, 19 people were ages 16 to 17, and 13 more were 13 to 15, DCI reports. According to the United Nations, some 450,000 Palestinians live in Lebanon, primarily spread across 12 refugee camps. Trump's decision, which was widely condemned across the Arabic world and by U.S. allies across Europe, dealt a blow to a long-held international view that Jerusalem's fate would be decided in future negotiations as part of a long-term peace agreement. Palestinians see occupied East Jerusalem as the capital of their future state. The Times of Israel reports that tens of thousands of protesters, waving Palestinian flags, rallied in Morocco's capital Rabat on Sunday against President Trump's declaration of Jerusalem as Israel's capital. One banner carried by protesters reportedly read "Jerusalem, capital of Palestine. A Palestinian people have suffered so much and continue to suffer because of Israel's barbaric colonization," one of the protesters, 43-year-old Mustafa, told the Times of Israel. In a Twitter post, Lebanon's Prime Minister Saad Hariri wrote that Lebanon declares on this day the highest degree of solidarity with the Palestinian people and its right to establish an independent state with Jerusalem as its capital. Reuters reports the head of the Arab League called Trump's decision dangerous and unacceptable and a flagrant attack on a political solution to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. In Indonesia, which has the world's largest Muslim population, 10,000 people rallied on Sunday outside the American embassy in the capital, Jakarta. Meanwhile, 2 Hamas members were killed early Saturday by Israeli airstrikes following a rocket attack on Israel, according to the Los Angeles Times. The Israeli military said it targeted 4 Hamas facilities in response to rockets that were launched the previous evening. There had been a drop on Saturday saw a drop in the scope of the protests after clashes erupted between Palestinian protesters and Israeli troops in dozens of West Bank hotspots and along the Gaza border. crowds of worshippers staged anti-U.S. marches, stomping on posters of Trump and burning American flags.